My name's Diane Jarvis, I'm 65, lived in Scunthorpe for about 40 years now. I contracted my MS 20 years ago, and it's meant spending a lot of time in bed. My son got married 3 years last May, and when I got to bed that night, I'd been in my wheelchair all day, there was a breakdown of the skin. And before we knew it, within 4 weeks, 5 weeks, it had developed beyond recognition. It was the size of an egg, just a black hole, and it went down 13.5 centimetres. When we did get the break in the skin, I thought it would just heal up on its own. I didn't know pressure sores existed. None of my family had had them, so if you're not in the medical world, you don't know about these things. It started off a very small break because I'd been in my chair from early morning to 10 o'clock at night at the wedding, and they noticed it, my carers, straight away. So yeah, and it just rapidly went through my body and just affected me quite a lot. Before I went to my son's wedding, I was spending most of my time downstairs. I would get up in the morning, go in my chair. Of course, there was no district nurses coming. And then in the wheelchair in the afternoon, back in the chair at tea time, and then up to bed. I had to go to hospital with a raging temperature and lots of antibiotics and drips, and I was in a bit of a state. Got home and was told I have to spend 20 hours a day in bed on a pressure bed to help the sore. Not only had it got huge, the odour was unbelievable. It was like rotted, well, it was rotted flesh. Hence my daughter had to come in and put these sprays that emitted a nice smell, but she couldn't even be in the room with me sometimes. It was just awful. I mean, my friends still came, but I apologised for the smell before they walked in. They were very kind. They said, "Oh, can't smell anything," which I knew they could. Life is very difficult at the moment for me. I'm very restricted to what I can do. But having to be told that I had to spend most of my life in bed wasn't nice. Visitors come, "Where are you?" "I'm in bed." You know, and it's just, it's awful, it's embarrassing really. Having parties, they always have to have them here because of me, because I can't get anywhere, and they'd all be outside, you know, having fun, and I'd have to go to bed, which can be a bit devastating, really. I've had the pressure sore for 3.5 years now, 4 years next May, and I think now it's nearly up to surface and closed up. I shall be able to go in my chair, then in my wheelchair, then back in my chair. I can see people walking past seeing the trees grow, seeing the flowers. At the moment, all I see is a rooftop, and the scenery never changes. And it's nice, sat in that chair looking outside. The sun's always in here, lovely and warm, and it was so different. It's marvellous what has happened to my soul, how it's been cleaned out, and just from all those centimetres down, just gradually they'd be measuring it on a weekly basis, and you'd be listening and waiting for that number, which was good when we nearly got to surface. Yippee. I think when I was in hospital with the suspected sepsis, they were very, very vigilant on moving me every 2 hours in the night, all day, because they were checking on sores all the time. So it's very prevalent now, but apart from that, I don't really see anything in the newspapers. It's not on telly. People aren't aware of it, which is sad. They're aware of cancer, they're aware of signs of when you've got cancer, but they're not aware of when you stay in one place for far too long, that your skin breaks down. I think if anyone does have any breakage of skin anywhere on your body, I think it's important that you get it sorted straight away and not say, oh, it'll be all right. It's very important that you do, because if you don't, you could have a long, long time sorting it out. And it could be avoided if it's nipped in the bud in the first place. I try not to be too angry about it, because where's that going to get me? I can't turn the clock back. I have a thought when it's their wedding anniversary, and I think, you know, another year gone. But hopefully this next year I'll be not spending as much in bed. Yes.